Hey everyone, Genko RDX here, and I thought I'd showcase my manga collection. After having seen a few other users record theirs, I was inspired to do the same. So I'll be sure to provide links to the 3 users so you may be able to watch their collection videos. I'll be doing an audio commentary over the footage due to the not as high in quality webcam audio. Though initially I thought before I get this collection video underway I'd show off some manga art that I've been drawing for a few projects I have planned that I've been at work on over the summer. Don't want to reveal too much, but I hope to get up a few trailers real soon as long as I don't procrastinate too much. Also, I have a few scripts here that I've been writing up for these projects when I'm not busy drawing. So anyways, let us finally move on to the manga collection. First up is Future Diary Volume 1 and Rurouni Kenshin Viz Big Edition Volume 1. They didn't exactly make the cut for the video because I just received both about a day ago in the mail. I do look forward to reading the two though. Second we have the Azumanga Daioh Omnibus, which contains all 4 volumes. I'm not certain if you can see that, but sticking out of there is one of the 6 Rona bookmarks. And here I show the other 5. Also, I'll be sure to provide a link to Rona Project's profile. Next is Bakuman Volume 1, a recent purchase of mine that just came out over the summer. I haven't yet read this volume, but I quite liked what I read of it in Shonen Jump Monthly. Moving on to Berserk Volume 1, if I had to say, this seinen manga easily ranks somewhere in my top 5. Unique medieval setting, amazing action and storytelling, great art that improves over time in the chapters, and aside from Puck, I really like all the characters, especially Guts. Need to buy the rest of the volumes, and I enjoy what I experienced out of the anime and Dreamcast game. Bokudano Volume 1, currently only 1 volume out in the States. Next, I'm not certain if you can see that since it's fairly small in size, but it is Brody's Ghost Volume 1, a recent release from Mark Crilly. Speaking of Mark Crilly, I need to get around to purchasing his prior series, Miki Falls, and I'll be sure to provide a link to his profile. Bunny Drop Volume 1, currently only 1 volume out in the States. Cactus' Secret Volumes 1 and 2. I've enjoyed quite a few shoujo manga, but this really doesn't interest me that much. Pretty typical comedy, characters, and romance, even though despite my complaints, it's not bad. Chibi Vampire Volume 1, aka Karin, need to purchase the other volumes. Claymore Volumes 1 and 2, also need to purchase the later volumes of this series. Cowboy Bebop Volume 1, I personally prefer the TV show and movie over this. The art feels out of place and it's lacking in action, but still not a bad read. Dead Man Wonderland Volumes 1 and 2, currently the only 2 out right now. Dengeki Daisy Volume 1, it just came out and I bought it over the summer, and the only one out at the moment of the series. Detroit Metal City Volume 1, I'd like to get the later volumes of this manga. Next is something I just finished reading, which is Fruits Basket Ultimate Edition. It contains the first and second volumes, need to buy the others. Gantz Volume 1, I hope to purchase the second and onward soon. Gurren Lagann Volume 1, also hope to purchase the second and onward of this series. Next is Honey and Clover Volume 1, and what I'm currently reading, Volume 2. If the art were just a bit better, then this manga would easily rank in my top 5 as well. Really recommend it if you're looking for more of a mature shoujo, aka josei. Very emotional and comedic stuff, thankfully shies away from the usual shoujo romance. I like the college setting. Morita is probably my favorite character, who is very random and hilarious at times. I'm considering purchasing the remaining 8 volumes once every week now because I've really been enjoying it that much. And after that we have another manga that ranks in my top 5, which is Kimi Ni Todoke, Volumes 1 through 5, which is currently all of what has been released here in the States. Thanks to having seen the anime last year, Kimi Ni Todoke Volumes 1 and 2 ended up being my first 2 manga that I purchased for my collection. Except for maybe Kurumi, I enjoy all the characters. It can get pretty funny at times, and there is some amazing character development at the start with Sawako, which, by the way, is one of my favorite female leads. Really hope that Viz or Funimation license the anime soon. Next is Love Count Volume 1. Really would like to purchase the later releases. And then we have another favorite manga of mine in the top 5, which is Monster Volume 1, another amazing seinen series. The plot and settings are a nice change from most other manga that I've read. I like each of the characters equally, with Tenma, Nina, and Grimmer as my most favorited. Viz really needs to get that second anime box set out soon. Also, I hope to purchase Naoki Urasawa's other work like Pluto and 20th Century Boys. Natsume's Book of Friends, Volumes 1 through 3. I recommend checking this one out if you're looking for a supernatural manga similar to Mushishi, but with demons instead of the blob-like organisms. Speaking of Mushi, that is another manga that ranks in my top 5 favorites. Unfortunately, I do not own any of the volumes, but will hopefully soon begin purchasing them. Pandora Hearts Volume 1, need to get the second release. People Chew Volume 1, a recent release from Felipe Smith. I also like to commend Felipe Smith for being the first foreign artist to get his work published in Japan, and I need to get his prior series MBQ. Also, before I forget, I'll provide a link to his profile as well. Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei Volumes 1 and 2, need to get the others out now. School Rumble Volumes 1 through 3. This series has a bit of a love-or-hate relationship with many, but I like it and recommend the manga or anime if you want a nice comedy with multiple romantic relationships between characters. Soul Eater Volumes 1 through 3, a pretty cool manga with a nice cast of characters. Surprisingly, over the course of a year, I've become a bit more avid fan of the series. Although I didn't care for the fourth quarter of the anime with the filler and ending, though earlier on it was still pretty enjoyable. Strawberry 100% Volume 1, I would like to get the other releases. Next is Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, the light novel, hardcover edition. Hope to get the next release. Trigun Volume 1, really want to get the second volume and finish up the manga to move on to the Maximum series. And finally moving on to the third and final shelf, which contains We Were There Volume 1, Tsubasa Chronicles Volumes 1 and 2, and finally another manga that ranks in my top 5 favorites, Vagabond Viz Big Edition Volume 1, which contains the first 3. As you can see, this series has some of the most impressive and authentic art out there. There's also some great characters like Takuzo and some impressive action, but it's a shame though that from what I heard, this manga series will be ending sometime this year. And that is the end of my manga collection. I hope you all enjoyed, even though it's not exactly up there with some others I've seen in the hundreds, as I currently own somewhere around 50, I believe. Also, there's a quick shot of my Guyver mini poster. Soon I may need to purchase a larger bookshelf, since the collection has grown quite a bit over the course of a year. Anyways, in about a week from now, you can all expect to see my anime collection, and with that said, thanks for watching.